Hello guys and welcome back to Doctor Who Countdown. Just remember this is ranking the storylines, not the actual execution of the episodes. So just click subscribe, sit back and relax and enjoy my top 10. So remember guys, no hate comments in the comments. This is only my opinion. Off we go. The Brains of Morbius, an absolute classic in the Doctor Who Tom Baker community, and it's a good story overall, but not as good as some of the other ones on this list. However, it's on my top 10 because this was my very first ever Tom Baker Doctor I ever watched. In fact, the very first Doctor I watched, well, fully. But I just love the Time Lord background, and that's a repeating theme in my list, is that things with a Time Lord background, like the Assistant of Khan and Morbius. I think Sarah Jane's good in this story. I love the cliffhanger with the weird alien. I think it's very gruesome, but I love the gruesomeness. I think it's a mutant cameo, but there's a mutant cameo where the ship crashes, and it was just really good, aesthetically pleasing. A really good story in my opinion. The Keeper of Traken. Where do I begin? I really like this story. I love Nyssa. I love the power of the Keeper. Melka is great, the way it acts in the story. Tom, Adric, okay. I just like the peace and how it falls into chaos just because a certain Time Lord, the Master, arrives. The soundtrack is brilliant. I love this one. I haven't seen Legopolis because I won't see Tom Baker's last one. However, this makes me want to see the next bit. I want to know what happens. Hear me out on this one, guys. The Armageddon Factor. I quite like this story because it's got an over sense of danger to it. Now, this is one where I think the execution was a little bit weird, but I still really like it. The only flaws with it are such as, I think it's Drax, but I could be wrong with that, the stupid Time Lord. I really like this story. The Sunmakers. An absolute favourite of mine. I never was bored in this one. I like the revolution that happens. K9 and Leela are stunning in my opinion. Tom's okay in this episode. I love the cover and the alien. I also like how it shows the future. I also like how, I think it's Robert Holmes, couldn't pay his taxes, so he wrote this story. And I like how the economic problems are just pushed through this whole, Earth population. And I love Pluto. It's one of my favourite planets. Absolutely amazing. This wouldn't be a Doctor Who Tom Baker countdown without Pyramids of Mars. It's stunning. Almost flawless. I love this story. It's so creepy and eerie. I love Sutekh. I want to see more of the Osirans. I'm not gonna run behind the sofa, but back in 1970 you would have, and I recognised that this was dangerous. And I love the bit where the Doctor goes forward in time to 1980 to show that even historicals can have future consequences. However, I do want more of Sutekh. I wanted to see his powers more, even though we did. And the voice the voice actor uses is brilliant. I love Sarah Jane with the shotgun. Fantastic. This has to be on my list. A fantastic, thrilling, insanely good episode of Doctor Who. I must watch. This was my second ever Doctor Who. I find it so grim and so desperate because of the 1,000 Years' War. And as a history person, I find that the links of killing off the weak and just pushing them outside the Kala Dome. Davros destroyed his own race just to make the Daleks. It is a brilliant episode. You need to see this one if you haven't. Number 4 on my list is State of Decay. I love the eerie Time Lord background of this one. I love Romana too, my favourite companion. I love the set. E-Space is brilliant. Unfortunately, Adric is in this one, but he's actually okay. He's not a brat in this one. Tom Baker just feels weird, but he feels great to have. I love East Bay's trilogy. It's a bit underrated, but you need to watch this one. Another one that just has to be on here. I find The Talons of Wing Chang a brilliant story. I love how it's got just a magical feel. I like the weird pig alien. I like the Wen Chiang. I like Drago and Lightfoot. I think that's their names. Tom is great in the story. Layla is even better. I like the pea soup suspense that it just has. And the alien, well, I think it's an alien, Wen Chiang, is brilliant. Now, there is some, quote, racism in the story. Yes, it does seem racist, but think about it in 1970. This wasn't racist at the time, but it's still a really good story. City of Death. Dare I say it? Flawless. This is what Doctor Who can do on a good budget. In my opinion, well, in everyone's opinion, this is a fantastic story. It's a must-see. You need to see this one. I love the Jaggeroth. Brilliant. I love Romana and the Doctor. So good. I love the Paris. Paris is beautiful. Lovely soundtrack. Although it doesn't turn the TARDIS interior, which is I don't mind, but the Mona Lisa and Duggan is fantastic. Duggan is great, and the lines "Paris has a bouquet," that sticks with me. I absolutely love this story. You need to see this one. Shada, my number one for my number one Doctor. I love Tom Baker's era. It's fantastic. But Shada is something special. I find that Romana, the Doctor, and K9, and Sally Avon with Chronotis, well, same person. I just find it amazing, and I like Shada. It's mysterious, and it might return in Revolution of the Daleks, but we don't know. It was a shame it wasn't finished. I would like to see this in 1970s or 80s. It'd be brilliant. I absolutely love how he looks like he's going to win, but he doesn't, because it's Doctor Who. And the Time Lord background to this one, I just find amazing. And the animation is not so great, but I can kind of give that away for it because it's such an amazing story. Brilliant soundtrack. You need to see this one. Thank you. Right, that was my top 10 Tom Bakers. Please just remember I don't own any of the music in this video. Also, it's just my opinion, so no hate. Also, thank you very much for watching, subscribe, and, well, goodbye.